These posters were drawn by Catholic school children to help educate people about HIV/AIDS. The lesson is simple: HIV affects all of us. Even though HIV/AIDS was first diagnosed in the United States more than 3 decades ago, the disease continues to devastate the lives of individuals, families, and communities. Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Chicago has service programs and a ministry assisting those affected by HIV/AIDS through education, prevention, and service. Part of the challenge for the ministry is overcoming the misconceptions of the disease and the impact those misconceptions have on people living with the virus.
I think it's still greatly misunderstood. I think people are very afraid of it, and that leaves people who are suffering from it often alienated and alone. People are afraid of catching it. They don't understand how difficult it is to catch with just casual contact with people.
The challenge is the stigma that they face, whether it's from their families, the community. They really, a lot of times, don't want anyone to know.
In many ways, they can't continue. They harbor this secret in many, many ways. And so it's very isolating for them. They can't feel part of something. They're afraid to come out because of what people will think, what they will say, and so they lack support because they're in isolation.
Some of the misconceptions that others may have about dealing with someone with HIV, that's HIV positive, is that they can get the virus by shaking their hand or using the public restroom, which is just, it's not true. So we try our best to educate everyone about how the virus is transmitted.
HIV is the virus that causes AIDS, and AIDS is the advanced stage of the disease that develops if the infection is not treated. The virus is spread through hetero or homosexual intercourse with a person who is HIV positive, sharing drugs, dirty needles, or drug equipment with a person who is HIV positive, or in the birth process from an HIV positive mom to her baby, and through breast milk after birth. For those infected with the virus, the key is to get tested, and if HIV positive, to get treated. Catholic Charities is ready to help.
Well, part of our mission from Catholic Charities, as well as the overall mission of the Catholic Church, is to reach out to help those in need, the marginalized, the vulnerable. And obviously this is a population that fits all of those categories.
Usually when I see clients for the first time, they need a medical provider, and I will help link them to a medical doctor. If they don't have insurance, I can help with that. If they need assistance paying for premiums, we can assist with that as well. We try our best to make sure we cover every facet of what's going on in their lives.
I think as followers of Christ, we're called to care for everybody. His love, God's love, is all-inclusive. And if we're not all-inclusive in our efforts to love and serve others, then we're worshiping a different God than the one we claim we are.
Currently, our caseload is, the age ranges from, say, 21 to 79. And I do have the oldest, and matter of fact, I spoke to her yesterday. She's been HIV positive for over 21 years. She is healthy. She is happy and in love, so I think that is awesome.
HIV is rarely acquired through blood transfusions because blood is tested and destroyed if the virus is found. The virus is not spread through insect bites, coughing, sneezing, hugging, or sharing things like utensils, drinking fountains, swimming pools, or toilets. So there is no need to fear being around somebody who is HIV positive.
The reality now is people are living long, healthy lives. A lot of clients are now taking their medication. Now we even have a 1 pill, 1 time a day regimen. So that becomes a little easier for clients to take on a daily basis and live long, healthy, fulfilled lives.
There are more people living with HIV than those who have died because of the advent of the medications. And we hope that with education, people will be moved to accept and understand and welcome persons with HIV/AIDS and their families in whatever circumstance, that they would be treated just the same as you and I.
Yeah, I think it's very important that we don't shame people or isolate people or blame people, But like any disease, no one went looking for it, and we should be treating people with compassion. We should be trying to find the cure.
To be more educated, to know really what it is, what the individual is facing, and knowing that a casual contact that a person will not become infected. That's really what I would like to see.
Every year, Catholic Charities fields a team in the AIDS Run Walk Chicago fundraising event. It's a small part of what Catholic Charities does as part of its faith mission to help us become better educated about HIV. The hope is that a clearer understanding will help us move past the fear, ignorance, and prejudice surrounding the virus.
I think first of all to raise your own awareness, and then once you've done that, to be able to share that with people. I think it's important that people kind of put pressure on politicians and public officials that this disease get research funding, pressure put on pharmaceutical companies to not make such huge profits off the treatments for the disease.
What do I get out of working with the HIV positive client? Is to see that one succeed in life, overcome their obstacles in life, whatever that may be. Just knowing that I've helped the one person out of the many that I have does the world for me.
People with HIV are people just like you and me. They shouldn't be treated any differently. They need support, they have families, and just like the rest of us. So it's very important for them to feel connected to everyone that they're in touch with.
We're trying to reach out to people, people of faith, all people, to increase understanding about HIV/AIDS, to decrease the ignorance that exists around HIV/AIDS, and in that way, through education, help to erase or fight the stigma and prejudice and discrimination that still surround the disease.